Hello and welcome to a new episode on Sadhana World Foundation. As you know, we care about crafting young lives. We present stories and experiences from our day-to-day lives and connect them with the teachings given in our ancient texts. We believe that these ancient texts have got a significant amount of moral teachings, guidelines which are left for all of us. If we follow them in our lives, if we adapt them, embrace them in our lives, life can become more meaningful, more fulfilling. Earlier in the day, I came across a short video where the speaker was presenting the concept of employee first. She was arguing the point that an organization will not survive if employees are not happy, and in her opinion, customers and everyone else came second, employees came first. Employees need to be taken good care of, then only the business survives. Another thought came to my mind. All of us have heard this, that customer is the king. For any business, there has to be somebody who's willing to trust in our products or services and is willing to buy. That's another line of argument. Then there is also another point where we have all heard of situations where there are customers who are willing to buy a company's products and there are employees who are passionate, who are committed to the cause of the organization. But the organization doesn't have the capital to run. Hence, capital becomes very important. When we talk about high-tech manufacturing, there comes the question of technology. So which is again different from customers, employees and capital. Then what is important? Of course, when you put something as this first, then it makes a headline. Whether customer first, employee first, capital first, technology first, it makes a headline. It draws our attention. However, the question is one thing enough for success? That's the thought which was there in my mind. You think of our own lives. For us to live healthily, we need food, we need water, we need shelter, we need relationships, we need to exercise, we need so many other things for us to lead a healthy life in this world. Can we say that food is the only thing that is required? Imagine that only food is there is no water. Or think there is food and water, but there is no shelter. What happens to the health? What happens if we don't get adequate sleep? What happens if there is a life which is full of stress? So what is most important? Think of a dish that you want to prepare. You look at the recipe calls for some 7-8 ingredients. If 4 of them are not there and someone tells you that this is the only or this is the first ingredient which is most essential for this dish, you will of course get that ingredient. But imagine that you have just one ingredient out of 8. What happens? Will that dish be as tasty as you wanted it to be? For the success of the dish, success of that recipe, you need all those 7-8 things in appropriate quantity and in the appropriate condition, isn't it? Many of us are told that less is more. Focus, stay focused on one thing. Sure, it works. When you have 50 different things, you get confused. You can't pay attention equally to 50 different things. But life is not about just one thing as we are just seeing here. Think of human body. We have 5 sense organs. Why doesn't human body have just one organ? We require 5 of them. One pair of eyes to see, a pair of ears to hear, tongue to taste, and so on, isn't it? So as we can see that in Mother Nature, there are multiple seasons. multiple things have to happen for something to be more holistic. Think of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the age of Mahabharata, where Arjuna, one of the greatest warriors of that time, who is very proud of his skills, is suddenly in doubt in the middle of the battleground and is questioning if the war is worth fighting. He argues with his friend, philosopher, guide, mentor, Lord Sri Krishna, that this war is meaningless. He says that the outcome of this war is victory of one side, loss of another. The outcome of this war is sorrow and suffering of thousands of people and their kith and kin. So this war is meaningless. However, Lord Sri Krishna explains it. The outcome of this war is not victory of one side. It is the victory of dharma, victory of righteousness. And he then guides him multiple paths, the path of knowledge, the path of karma, the path of devotion, and so on. So as our ancient text suggests, that there are multiple things we need to do at the same time. Think of a student going to a school or a college. There are multiple subjects that one has to study. Imagine that the student wants to study just one of them, and then you can't really succeed, isn't it? And for the life of a student to be successful, one needs to succeed not only academically but also has to learn various other aspects of one's character. Working in a team, dealing with successes, failures, collaborating with others, learning from others, listening to others, building physical strength, and so many other things. So I believe that our ancient texts have already told us that we need holism in our life. We need to focus for sure, but we need to integrate focus with holism in our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear children, thank you for watching this and thinking about the point of integrating few things together and staying focused on all of them together to make life successful. Focusing on one makes a headline, but it doesn't make us successful and doesn't make our life meaningful. Thank you very much. I look forward to our future conversations.